traditional woman versus modern woman. What's better for society? What's better for marriages? What's better for relationships? Tune in, tune up. Let's do this. So check it out, guys. Back, Sam B, Tune Up Show. This is what we do. This is what I do. This is all I do. Call it as I see it. Whether I'm in this format or the other format, it doesn't even matter. All right? Because I'm not stopping. It don't matter. I don't care who you are. If you don't like what I got to say, leave it in the comments. It is what it is. It's on me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's on me. It's on me at the end of the day. So we're going to get right into this. Traditional woman versus modern day woman. I recall a conversation I had with a random stranger, a woman, a black woman per se. And she couldn't understand the whole concept of a traditional woman. So I said, okay, so what do you think a traditional woman entails, right? She told me that, well, we're looking for traditional men. And I asked her, I was like, wait a minute. So you want a traditional man, but you don't want to be a traditional woman. Now, I know this conversation goes on a lot. Okay? It goes on a lot. And all over YouTube, you got so many YouTubers out there doing this. This is me doing this. This is me setting the record straight. For anybody that knows me, for anybody that's got anything to say about anything, this is what I'm saying. Because this is the universal law. This is God's law. It is what it is. You can't get mad when you go off and do something and it's not working out for you. You just can't, right? So back to the case, she was saying that men need to be doing this more. We need men to be traditional fathers. And that was the word. She said traditional fathers. And I said, traditional fathers? And I was like, but wouldn't that mean if this person's being a traditional father, they will very well be a traditional husband? They will very well be a traditional provider. Therefore, if this traditional man is in place, then that means there's supposed to be a traditional woman there, right? So what's a traditional woman? What is the traditional role of a woman? Housewife? Traditional mother? Traditional wife? Now, no polyamorous BS, none of that. All right? None of that. So, this is the disconnect. Especially, this is the disconnect in the black community. You have women that are with their husbands, but yet they're somewhat single at the same time. How does that work? How does that work? You are married, but you're single too? I'm going to tell you how it works. Because you got men like this. Tyler Perry, right? Steve Harvey. This guy, he's been simping his whole life. All right? He says it on his show. I think it was a show he was with on Dr. Phil. He was like, oh, well, hey man, happy wife, happy life. No, man. How was that even possible? How? You in a relationship too. You in that relationship too, man. And most of all, you got this guy, Nick Cannon. Grew up watching him, right? Grew up watching this dude. And I'm like, yo, this dude, for some reason, he felt the need to have all these baby mamas, have all these kids with all these girls. And I'm like, how is this even happening? Who is this guy? Then it's the culture. It's the culture. The culture is making women believe that they could be single and married at the same time. That's the disconnect. The disconnect is women of all races believing that they could be single and married at the same time without upholding their traditional roles in the household, right? Let's continue. I came across some shows, right? These are the shows that I came across from, right? One of them was called Sisters. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, okay, these are black women, right? These are black women. And I'm like, why do they keep making shows about single black women? Right? Because they already did it with Sex and the City. I mean, look, those women, they old as crap. All right. Look, they gotta stop. But it shows the culture. It shows the culture. So a lot of women that follow these shows, Love and Hip Hop, this show, Sisters and Sisters, whatever. And even the old show, right? Y'all remember, it was Girlfriends, right? Girlfriends. I watched a little bit of when I was a teenager. I literally thought that women act like this. I was like, man, is this what it's all about? Is this what it's all about? But the thing about it is this. I showed you all this. I'm talking about all this, all for what? Traditional women versus modern women. I ask women who feel as though they don't need a man, they don't care to have a man, and they can do it all on their own. I asked a woman this. And I said, if a man came up to you, willing to marry you and everything, saying that, hey, look, I got all the finances, I got all the bills, everything, take care of you, the kids, all that, all you gotta do is be the mother of my children, take care of my house, and you good. You good. You ain't gotta worry about nothing else. A lot of you women, I had to slap your hand down because all your hands be raised. But see, that's for face value. See, in this modern day society, you got women like The View, The Real, and I'm going to keep coming up. I'm going to keep coming back to this because see, this needs to be talked about more and more and more and more, and it never needs to stop talking. Because see, the same men that a lot of you women don't care to be around, that's the same men that you are helping raise to be non-men, non-suitable men for women. You can't spend all your time beating down a guy's ego. I always hear this. I always hear, oh, well, men got fragile egos. Men are this, men are that. And I'm like, well, if you know that, then why do you keep attacking it? Like, it don't make any sense. So, back to my point, traditional woman versus modern day woman. Is it best for society? Which one is best for society? Well, of course, traditional women are. Because, see, it's the modern day woman that's screaming out for men to be more traditional. Now, wouldn't you think that that's just your inner self screaming out for you to be more traditional? Because, see, my mom said it best. She said, a man is at his best when his mind is at peace. So let me tell you something, ladies. If you're with a man and his mind is not at peace, you're in a relationship and, his mind is not at peace, that's your job to figure that out. Why is your man's mind not at peace? And whether or not you're the cause of it. Right? We got to get this together. We got to deal with this. We have to. Because other than that, what are we doing? I'm not done here. This is literally the opening of all of this. I ain't done. I am not done by a long shot. I will never be done. They got the bit of cock to the side. I'm not done because this has to be talked about. This has to be dealt with. It has to be. For our children's sake, we as men and women, Asian, black, white, we have to stomp this culture out. Because these women that I pointed out, sisters, girlfriends, who else? Sex and the City and them. I mean, 2021. I mean, look at them. I mean, are you serious? Look at them. These women are old. They should be somewhere with their grandchildren. You think these women are happy? Let me tell you something. No, they're not. They're not happy. And of course, I gotta bring some scriptures in it. I gotta do that, right? Even the Bible agrees with me. All right, 1 Timothy 2:12. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. 1 Timothy 2:11-12. Let a woman learn quietly with all submissiveness. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. Quiet. 1 Timothy 2:9. Likewise, also that women should adorn themselves in respectable apparel, with modesty and self-control, not with braided hair and gold or pearls or costly attire. Right? So that's what I'm saying. So if all of this, right? 1 Timothy 2:9, respectable apparel, modesty, self-control, not with braided hair and gold. And this is just the Bible. No wonder why they don't want the Bible around, right? They don't want it. They don't want the Bible around, right? Because see, they don't want to get rid of women like this, right? They don't want to get rid of women like her, right? Cardi B, right? They love it. They love it. Let's go on. What is it? City girls, right? I mean, look, This is what it is. I mean, like, what are they? What are you trying to prove? That you got a body? That you got a big butt? You got big boobs? What are you trying to prove? That no guy can get you? What? What's the point? I mean, literally, what is the point? Ladies, you look around in your surroundings. The average woman that is not married by a certain time, but for her own family, her own life, and all this extra stuff, you can't complain anymore. You can't complain anymore. You can't sit there and say like, oh, well, my ex-boyfriend's this, my ex-boyfriend's that. No. Because see, look up a woman named Elizabeth Cady Stanton. If you want to blame anybody, blame her. She the one that did all of this. Put you women on that road to feminism. That's what she did. So that's just what I'm gotta say, guys. I mean, traditional women versus modern women. Traditional women win every time because they embrace their true womanhood. They embrace that motherly aspect of being a woman. They embrace that wifely aspect of being a woman, being there for a man. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, all men are men. And well, guess what? Which gender is sexually responsible in modern day culture? The woman. My body, my choice, right? So, in turn, women, you are responsible for who you give your body to. So, if you're laying down with men that aren't worth a damn, that is your fault. And then you say, well, no one teaches us anything. Well, guess what? Elizabeth Cady Stanton said that women should have their own stuff. She put you in this mess to not be able to know what kind of men are out here. I'm not saying all men are good, no. But there is a disconnect. There's a disconnect. And the only way we figure that out, if we all do our roles. If you are a woman and you want a traditional man, that means you need to be a traditional woman. You want a traditional husband, father, provider, you need to be a traditional wife, mother, woman. Bottom line. No ifs, ands, or buts, no polyamorous bullshit. That's what needs to happen. And if you don't like it, then maybe you do need to go buy a cat and just live by yourself. Because God is funny. Because he knew woman was going to be the one tripping all the damn time. That's why he made more of y'all. I'm joking. But he made more of y'all for a reason. Because there has to be women on earth to populate the earth. Okay? We're all here. And I said this in a few other videos. If you're not a lesbian, if you're not bisexual, or you're not into animals or whatever, and you're a heterosexual woman looking for a heterosexual man to marry and have a family with, you don't have much time to lose. Let me tell you something. No man in their right mind is going to deal with a woman at 35, 40 years old that had a string of partners. It's just not going to happen. Or a string of baby daddies. No man in his right mind is going to deal with that because it's too much. A man is at his best when his mind is at peace. Remember it. I'm Sam B. This is a tune-up show. I'm not going anywhere. Leave it in the comments. I'm out of here. Peace.